Well, what's going on YouTube? Big D here. It is time to review Gotham Season 1, Episode 15, titled The Scarecrow. What an episode, man. Let's get right to it. It should take me less than 2 minutes to recap the episode, give you my opinions, pros, the cons, and the final score at the end. Thank you guys so much for joining me here on this beautiful Monday night. Do not forget I also review Better Call Saul, so guys check that out. Let's get right to it. First off, Tompkins is the new medical examiner at the GCPD, so she's going to be working with her bae, Mr. Jim Gordon. Congratulations on that. Basically, is it Gerald or Gerald? I don't say Gerald Crane, Jonathan Crane's stepfather. He's basically testing the toxin on him, and Penguin finally owns the Fish Mooney Club, and he calls it Oswald's. Pretty classy right there. Bullock does this high school girl joke. I love how he does it. He was looking at the yearbook because Crane works at the school, and he's looking and he's like, man, these high school girls don't look as good as they did back then. Or he's saying they look better now than back then. And Jim's like, stop it right there though. That was really cool. So Mr. Crane is trying to work on the toxin because he wants to cure fear. He doesn't want the world to be scared of fear. He's obsessed with fear, even though he wants to get away from fear. Penguin and Riddler meet. One of the greatest moments of the whole episode. Was I the only one laughing and smiling, thinking it was really freaking awesome and so cool having Riddler walk and look at Penguin and just his smile, and he's just walking really nerdy and fast? Was I the only one smiling, or were you guys smiling also? Because that was the greatest meet. It was so awkward, and it felt like this was not needed one bit, but I enjoyed it while I watched it also, so I was like, oh, you guys got me there. Penguin invites Jim, and Jonathan's dad is testing the toxin on him. Bruce falls while he's, of course, on a little journey, a little hike out. And Alfred's not there. He's doing it himself, Master Bruce. And he ends up falling. Kind of a lone survivor, Mark Wahlberg type of fall down this hill. And it was really intense, and he sprains his ankle. Maroni and Falcone see this judge. They captured this judge, and he's a gimp to this mistress, being a little bitch to him, or to her. So, yeah, judge is a bitch. Bruce ends up climbing up, trying to attempt. And Fish kills Mace. Fish is basically in this prison. And basically she's like, don't call me baby. And she ends up stabbing him, and it was brutal. That was one of the best scenes also. So Jim and Harvey go after Jonathan Crane's dad. They end up killing Gerald because he's like, I have no fear. And he just keeps on shooting the gun, and it was epic. I honestly thought Bullock was going to get a shot for some reason. And Jonathan sees a scarecrow now. He's always going to live with fear. He put too much toxin in his body, and he's now going to become the scarecrow one day. So Alfred's there when Bruce climbs up the hill, and he's having the campfire, and they end up watching the sunset. There's their story. And Maroni threatens Oswald, saying once Falcone dies, you're going to die also. By the way, no kissing for Jim and Leslie. And this girl has no eyes where Fish is at. And she's like, they took my eyes, they took my baby. So basically like that. And Jonathan sees this scarecrow at the end, and he's very creepy, very interesting. Let's get right to it. That was the episode, The Scarecrow, man. So, what did I feel about the episode? First, I'm going to get one of my cons first, the things I did not like. Now, what they're doing with Fish. I like the Fish character, and I like what she did this episode. And, of course, her new partner, Kelly. And he's all acting all tough, walking behind her. He's like, gather around. And that's it. I don't know where they're taking her. It's just an open book from here on out where it's going to go. Or it's a closed book, technically, where I don't know. I don't have no secrets. I don't know how they're going to do where she's going to even escape. Obviously, she's going to probably get back to Gotham by season 2. But what she did this episode and the way stabbing Mace and all that was really cool. That was really interesting. I think that was well done. Really bloody also, by the way. Congrats on that. But just still, where Fish is at right now, I'm kind of like, I'm liking it. but I'm not liking it. I'll get to my pros in a minute. And also, Maroni and Falcone, I'm not saying I didn't hate I always love when they're on screen, especially Maroni. But just for this episode only, what they did and talking, I felt like it was just a waste, because it's kind of, it takes two parts to it, where he's saying don't kill Penguin and then kill Penguin, and then it's you gotta pay attention, really pay attention to that scene. Now the pros. First off, the action in this episode. I always gotta get to the plain, simple, easy one. The action was really great this episode. The effects, that Scarecrow effects at the end, they weren't bad. I actually enjoyed it for what they did there. That was really interesting and really cool, and I was even creeped out by the Scarecrow look. The ending, of course, Jonathan looking at the Scarecrow and Jim looking at him, and he's just screaming. The Riddler and Penguin scene, as always. First off, let's give a hand to Bruce. The actor who plays Bruce did a great job. Just the way he acting, climbing the hill and everything. That was just such awesome and good acting. But what Fish did this episode and how she became leader real quick in this establishment was really cool. And Jonathan, I think the guy who plays Jonathan Crane is a really good. I mean, he hasn't really acted, but for what he's been doing and what he's portrayed as Jonathan Crane, I enjoy it. And the jokes that Harvey Bullock does and that Jim does, and the faces and the reactions that they do, as always, are great. So overall, I'm going to give the Scarecrow episode of Gotham an A-. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope all of you enjoyed. Comment down below. Let me know what was your favorite part of Gotham, and where do you want to see this show go next. Next week is the Flying Graysons. And where do you think, when do you think we're going to see Mr. Jonathan Crane again? Sometime before Season 1 ends or Season 2? I personally think we'll see him in Season 2. Thanks again for watching, and next week, the next villain is no joke. Probably not the Joker. They're probably just being like, they're going to think it's the Joker because he's laughing like the Joker. We're going to make money off this. Hey, I would too. Anyway, the Spock be with you always. See you next Monday. Remember, Better Call Saul. Batman Better Call Saul to get him a lot of money. Damn.